How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about 7 principles of changing your alcohol drinking problem. The first one is that every single habit that you ever have in your life, right, including alcohol, right, has got 3 different components to it. It's got the trigger, it's got the actual behavior itself, and it's got the reward. So you can change any of those things and you will start to change the habit, right? A lot of the time with habits, they're subconscious, right? They're below the surface. And you've got to try and bring that subconscious habit up into your conscious awareness. Now, the first thing, the trigger, is the thing that sparks off the habit. So it might be a thought, it might be something that's in the environment, it might be a person. It could be anything, basically. And it's something that actually triggers the thought to drink, right? The thought to drink just doesn't come out of thin air. It comes from somewhere else. So you have to sort of figure out where that trigger is coming from. The behavior itself is the drinking, right? So, or whatever it is that you're doing, the other bad habits, the smoking, the bad eating, the not exercising, all that kind of stuff, right? And the reward is what you're getting out of it. So, you know, for a lot of people, the reward for drinking might be to relax, it might be to get drunk, it might be to get out of your face, it might be to socialize, but whatever it is, you know, that is the ultimate reward that you're trying to get. And many of these rewards are to do with they're emotional rewards. So you attach these to an emotional feeling you're trying to get to somewhere in your emotions, right? Now you can change any habit, right, including drinking alcohol, by keeping the reward, keeping the cue, so keeping the trigger, keeping the reward, and just changing the behavior, right? So for instance, let's say that finishing work is a trigger to you drinking alcohol. That was one of my biggest triggers, was actually finishing work in the evening. And I'd get to a certain stage where this is just my fly swatter here. It's just a branch off a tree and it stops all these bloody flies from attacking me. So so one of my triggers for drinking alcohol was once I finished work in the evening, and the reward was I'd be relaxing, I'd be curing my thirst and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that what I was doing until I'd actually stopped drinking, and I realized that most of the triggering behavior was because I was thirsty and I wasn't drinking enough water during the day. So by the time I got to the evening, I was dehydrated. So in order to change the behavior, it was just to drink water, and I'd get the same rewards. So, you know, the trigger is thirst, the behavior is drink water, and the new reward is dehydration, or the old reward was quenching the thirst, not dehydration. So I'll say that again. The trigger was thirst, whereas I thought it was a trigger for drinking alcohol. The behavior used to be drinking alcohol, but now it was drinking water, and the reward was quenching the thirst. Always was quenching the thirst, right? So there's many different things. You know, if you're drinking to relax, you can keep the trigger, whatever the trigger is, to get you to relax, or to make you think like you want to relax. And you can do meditation, you go out walking. There's many different things that you can do to relax, you know, without taking a poison into your body. And at the end of the day, the reward is going to be the same. The reward is actually going to be better, you know. Number 3 is that once you change a fundamental habit like drinking alcohol, it becomes a keystone habit, right? In other words, what you're doing with one behavior has a knock-on effect into other behaviors. So for me, drinking included smoking, it included eating junk food, it included not getting enough exercise, it included many other different knock-on behaviors that were attached to this one thing. So once I took alcohol out of the equation, it also had a knock-on effect in all these other areas of my life. I'd already stopped smoking a year before, thankfully, so I didn't have to deal with that one. But it also had another, you know, I started thinking about how I was exercising, what I was eating, how I was thinking, you know, just what I was doing with my time, how I was spending my time, how I was spending my money, you know. And all of these things, just that one keystone habit, dealing with that one keystone habit had such a knock-on effect with so many other different things that I did in my life, you know. The fourth thing is that I'm not such a great believer in willpower. I think that, once you get momentum, you don't need so much willpower. Your commitment and your persistence is going to help you out, and it's going to do a lot of the work for you, right? But in the beginning, you do need willpower, right? You need willpower to stop yourself from going to the shops and buying alcohol, right? That's one of the pieces of advice that I give to people is get rid of all the alcohol out of your house. Get rid of all the paraphernalia, all the shit that reminds you of alcohol. Get rid of all that out of your house. Any reminders need to go, right? And once you've done that, then you need to use your willpower to stop you from going down to the shops. Now, you can use your willpower strategically, right? Willpower is like a muscle. You can exert this muscle so much and eventually it's going to tire and you won't be able to use it as much. Willpower is like a muscle. You can use it only so much and then it's going to tire and you're not going to be able to use it, right? So you have to be smart about how you're using your willpower. Like I say, get rid of all the shit that's in your house. Get rid of all these reminders. If you're having a craving, for instance, don't sit there and dwell on the craving. That's using up valuable willpower. Get up and change your environment. Go out for a walk, go out for a run. Do something different. Get your mind away from the thoughts about drinking. And there's many different things that you can do which uses your willpower to sort of kickstart you into doing something different, right? To changing your mind, to changing your environment, changing the people that you're with, so on and so forth, right? Number 5 is to try and plan as much as you can in the early days. This is what I'm talking about with preparation. I think preparation is one of the most essential things that you can do, where you're thinking about your triggers, you're thinking about the behavior itself and how that behavior unfolds, and you're thinking about your rewards. You're thinking about how you can replace the behavior itself but still keep the cues and keep the rewards. You can think about how to change the actual triggers, right? And change the rewards so you're amplifying the rewards, or you're sort of trying to avoid the triggers or exchange the triggers for something else. You're thinking about what you're going to do in certain situations, how you're going to avoid certain situations. You're thinking about as many different aspects of this as you can, right? I've got a course on this over on the website. It's called Preparation, How to Prepare to Quit Drinking Alcohol. And it goes through a lot of different areas of, for instance, how to set up your date to quit, how to do if-then statements, what's the best way of thinking about this, how to overcome obstacles, and all these different things. So that's a course that's out there if you want to do that. But like I say, preparation is one of the best things that you can do. Having a plan for different eventualities. When certain things are going to come up, have a plan for them. It's like I was talking about in a previous video. Because I've stopped drinking now and my life is going in a really good direction. Sometimes I slip back into some of my old patterns when I go back to Ireland, for instance, or when I do something, go on my vacations or something like that, and I don't really plan. So that's one of the things that I have to get a grip on, is to spend half an hour just planning out these things and what I'm going to do in certain situations, not just where I'm going to go when I get there and what I'm going to see, which is normally what I do. But then how I'm going to eat, how I'm going to get my exercise in, how I'm going to get proper sleep and make sure that I get proper sleep, because all that adds up to a general feeling of well-being, and that's what I want. You want that feeling of well-being to be as high as possible when you're in these circumstances. Holidays, vacations, time with family, these are all special occasions. These are all what life is about. So, for me, I've just got to start putting in the effort to plan those things. So plan is a good thing when you're quitting drinking alcohol or changing any other habit. Make sure you have a plan. The next one is to believe in yourself, right? Believe that you can do this, right? All habit change starts out up in your brain. It ends up in your brain. Everything that you do in your life starts out as a thought. So you have to be careful about what you're thinking. Try and be as positive as you possibly can. Belief, self-belief is another skill that you can learn, you can develop. A lot of people that come into this quitting drinking, they lack self-belief. They come to places like Alcohol Mastery because they don't know how to do things. They don't know how to be without alcohol in their lives. And that's hopefully what they learn while they're here through the videos, is that, you know, not only can you learn to be without alcohol, but being without alcohol, that life is 10 times better, 100 times better than it will ever be with alcohol in your system, in your life, right? So you really have to construct that wall of self-belief around yourself, that, you know, nothing can get through that. You know, build that level of faith in yourself, in your own abilities. And like I say, that comes with time, but, you know, until you get there, fake it until you make it, you know what I mean? You know, the final thing, number 7, is that the people that you surround yourself with. You know, there's an old saying that you can tell a lot about a person by the 5 closest people that are around them, right? And that goes for the people that you surround yourself with. You know, if you're a drinker, you're generally going to surround yourself with other drinkers, right? So any habit is likely to happen within a community of like-minded people, right? You're likely to develop bad habits in a community of like-minded people. You're also likely to develop good habits in a community of like-minded people. So try and seek out those communities. Now we've got, unfortunately, we had to close down the Facebook page because it just wasn't going in the direction that that I thought it should do. It was just completely unfocused, completely my fault. But I'm working on a 2nd edition and putting a lot of effort into trying to get this up and running as quickly as possible. It will be on the website, and I'm not sure what form it's going to take, but hopefully we'll get as many people in there. It's going to be more of a community where we're talking about, you know, helping each other as much as possible, not only in trying to quit drinking alcohol, but in moving forward. You know, it's going to be more of a mastermind group than a forum. So I'm really looking forward to putting this together and starting out and getting the first members in. So look out for that. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. That's your top 7. I hope you got something out of that. If you want to come over to the website and sign up for our Alcohol Mastery Starter Pack, there's a couple of different courses in there, a couple of ebooks, different bits and pieces in there that might help you if you're starting out on this journey and you need some help just to kickstart your journey off. And until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. Take care, good luck, bye now.